Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's The Travel Insider. My name is Sofia Rattinger, and joining me today is financial analyst Elliot Bullman. Elliot, how are you? Good morning.
Great. Good morning, Sofia. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We've got great news coming up for you today, but before we start, remember to check out our social networks, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on daily to our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with the information.
In this day and age, tourism is one of the world's fastest growing industries and is a major source of income for many countries. There were around 425 million international tourist arrivals in 1990. By 2008, this figure had risen to 982 million. The number of international tourists has more than doubled in less than 20 years. The World Tourism Organization forecasts that this figure could rise to 1.6 billion people by 2020, and more than 370 million of these will be long-haul travelers. Being a people-oriented industry, tourism also provides many jobs which have helped revitalize local economies.
In comparison to other industries, tourism's worldwide contribution to employment tends to be slightly higher and is estimated in the order of 6 to 7% of the overall number of jobs, direct and indirect. For advanced diversified economies, the contribution of tourism to the GDP ranges from approximately 2% for countries where tourism is a comparatively small sector to over 10% for countries where tourism is an important pillar of the economy. For small islands and developing countries, or specific regional and local destinations where tourism is a key economic sector, the importance of tourism tends to be even higher. Thus, tourism is a major source of income and employment for many countries, particularly in the south, where it can assist in addressing problems caused by poverty.
However, like other forms of development, tourism can also cause its share of problems, such as social dislocation, loss of cultural heritage, economic dependence, and ecological degradation. The majority of tourists fall into the mass tourism category, the one most often seen as the cost tourism-related problems. For tourism to contribute to sustainable human development, all tourists need to consider ways of reducing the negative impacts of their holidays. Learning about the impacts of tourism has led many people to seek more responsible holidays.
That's right, these include various forms of alternative or sustainable tourism, such as ecotourism and cultural tourism. All tourism activities of whatever motivation, holidays, business travel, adventure travel, and ecotourism, need to be sustainable. A sustainable approach to tourism means that neither the natural environment nor the socio-cultural fabric of the host countries will be impaired by the arrival of tourists. On the contrary, the natural environment and the local communities should benefit from tourism, both economically and culturally. Sustainability implies that tourism resources and attractions should be utilized in such a way that their subsequent use by future generations is not compromised.
This is why sustainable tourism has grown to the point where in some communities it has even deposed some other industries as their means of living.
Of course, other industries are necessary for general economic development and stability, but in some cases in which it seems there is no other option but to exercise an environmentally damaging economic activity in order to survive, ecotourism may be a superb alternative. So that's why, I mean, Mexico is becoming a world leader in this concept, don't you think?
Yes, and I think the most important thing, talking about to take care of the place that we are traveling to take in vacation, we have to be, we have to have a lot of respect of the place. Respect. I think this is the main thing, and from that, we can keep talking, but respect for the environment, for the people, for the businesses, for everything.
Absolutely, especially all the wildlife here, because it's so diverse, right?
Yes, wildlife.
Absolutely.
Such is applied to various communities of fishermen in Mexico. Perhaps more than any other fish, shark populations are seeing an unprecedented freefall. Due largely to the growing demand in Asia for shark fin soup, some shark populations tumbled to 10, 5, or even 2% of their historic levels. But it would be wrong to demonize the people catching them. Some of these fishermen have turned to shark because the other fish they depended on have disappeared. Some have been fishing shark the same way for 100 years, and others are just trying to capitalize on a valuable catch.
Many fishermen prefer to practice shark finning instead of bringing whole sharks to the market because the fins are far more valuable than the rest of the body, sometimes selling for as much as $500 a pound. Currently, the fins from an estimated 26 million to 73 million sharks are sold each year. That's up to 8,000 sharks killed an hour. Sadly, the fin sharks are often thrown back into the ocean alive, where they do not die peacefully. Unable to swim properly and bleeding profusely, they suffocate or die of blood loss.
However, the animal cruelty implications are not the only reason to stop this practice. Another major factor is that shark fisheries and finning in particular are having catastrophic effects on shark populations around the world. Such dramatic plunges are not only dangerous for sharks but also for entire ecosystems. When shark population decrease, a ripple effect can spread throughout the rest of the ecosystem. This not only hurts the marine wildlife populations and therefore the biodiversity of the ecosystem, it also harms human fisheries.
Furthermore, many coastal populations make money from the sharks that entice vacationers to their communities for ecotourism. One estimate for hammerhead sharks suggests that a live shark over the course of its lifetime is worth $1.6 million, which is a great deal higher than the $200 that the dead shark can sell for. A recent study from the University of British Columbia projected that shark ecotourism will be worth more than the global shark fisheries in just a few years.
Of course, this transition is not easy. Several years ago, the World Wildlife Foundation became involved with the small fishing community of Holbox off the tip of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. At the time, the island was beginning its transformation from a shark fishing village to a premier whale shark watching destination because the whale sharks congregate off the coast to feed and calve their young. Sadly, some guides were allowing tourists to ride the sharks, and the WWF was asked to help develop a code of conduct for the new industry. Along with its partners, WWF negotiated with involved parties to establish regulations that help make tourism profitable without harming the animals.
Shark-based tourism provides economic benefits in areas that can support sustainable tourism ventures with adequate infrastructure and relatively reliable shark sightings. The tourism operators collect direct revenue from the activity, and some governments receive additional taxes through permit, entry or tag fees. This particular case with sharks is a perfect example of an evolution from a damaging economic trade, such as fishing and finning an endangered species, to exploiting favorably a natural resource through a booming tourism trend. And have you tried the whale shark experience yet?
No, I have. We were talking about that. You have tried the whale shark.
Whale shark. I mean, all ages go and they participate in the months, I think, from June through to September in the
all summer, no?
All the summertime, and
yeah.
It's perfect. I mean, it's a complete environment of whale sharks, devil rays, manta rays, and you can snorkel and fairly much interact with them. And it's not an expensive thing, but as long as people just remember to keep their distance and do it safely.
Yeah, but you cannot touch the animal.
Absolutely, no touching, and you go with an experienced guide, a biologist, and they explain all the things you need to do. But it's a really, really good experience, once in a lifetime.
And I was reading here the script that people used to ride the sharks. Really?
I know, and it's not advisable.
I cannot imagine
a whale shark's skin is very, very rough. So I mean, you wouldn't have come out of looking very good after that. So.
Hey, what do you do? I rode a shark. Okay.
Not Kevin Costner. From what was that movie he did?
In Spanish it was Mundo Acuático, but
exactly.
In English I don't know the name in English.
Not a good idea to ride
Not
sharks.
a good idea. As one of only 7 countries with the category of mega diversity, nowadays Mexico is trying to develop this concept of ecotourism in some of its tourist destinations, offering plenty of choices for travelers looking for adventure or eager to experience nature. There are multiple options to immerse into a fantastic adventure full of new experiences. Hear the sounds of the jungle, explore ancient sites, watch wild birds and colorful fishes, and discover the many faces of nature.
with data released from studies in the United States showing that at least 30 million Americans belong to any environmental organization or are interested in environmental protection, we can safely assume that this may impact on planning tours in other countries with very different natural attractions of what they can find in their country of origin. In order to properly supply this new demand, innovative and environmentally conscious tours are springing up everywhere within the nation.
For example, did you know now you can swim with sailfish? Oh yeah, an experience like no other. Previously, this species was only thought of as a valuable catch and all its touristic appeal revolved around that. But this new touristic attraction refutes what we thought about this fish. For years, we have believed that sailfish is an aggressive fish, but their behavior was pretty much unknown until recently, when more research about it was made. So now we can swim with them in their own natural habitat.
Awesome. And talking about sharks again, another excellent example of a fantastic sustainable eco-tour is in Isla Guadalupe, off the coast of Baja California, which hosts one of the most prolific populations of white sharks on the planet. There you'll find fantastic cage diving options to interact with this marvelous beast. What makes this remote island the greatest white shark diving destination is not only the abundance of white sharks, but the crystal clear water you'll find them in.
As well as being actual places, tourist destinations are products that are constructed as mental images to appeal to consumers. We can all be thankful that what is appealing now works for the best of our planet's future. And I think it's great. Now we can swim with sailfish.
I know.
That's great news.
And white sharks as well. I mean, I've seen it on National Geographic and Discovery Channel, and wow. I mean, you've got to have some guts to go and do that. Would you do that?
I don't know.
I
can say yes now, but maybe in the time when I'm going to be about to be in the water, I can say no. Maybe just from here, please.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. What you asked for on Mexico News Network ends up live on Geographic Channel next week, right?
Oh yeah. Well, thank you very much. This was all for today. We'll see you the next time. My name is Sofia Rattinger.
And I'm Elliot Bullman. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget to follow us on all our social networks, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and catch us daily on our website, MexicoNewsNetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Until next time.